Hey everybody, Jayborino here, welcome back. It's Warcraft 3, The Frozen Throne. We have made it to the finale. The end of the Scourge campaign, Chapter 8, A Symphony of Frost and Flame, on hard difficulty. Just for your information, I do not plan on replaying the Founding of Durotar. It's quite long. Hard difficulty just is going to increase the amount of HP everything has, so it's going to be even longer. Once was enough for me for that campaign. Y'all can check out my original playthrough if you want to see me play it. Alright, let's get started. This is going to be a very lengthy map, I suspect. Moments later, at the Scourge Stronghold, King Arthas and Anub'arak make their final plans to defend the Lich King's throne chamber.
Time's running out, Anub'arak. We've got to get inside the throne chamber before Illidan does.
The throne chamber lies within the frozen peak at the center of the valley. It can only be opened by activating the 4 enchanted obelisks that surround it. Illidan's forces have already entrenched themselves near 2 of them. We'll need to drive them back and reactivate the obelisks ourselves.
We're sorry to interrupt your meditation, Master, but all our forces are in place.
Once the chamber is opened, we will destroy the frozen throne, as promised.
Then the hour has come at last. After today, the Scourge will meet its end. Can you hear me out there, Arthas? Its end!
Illidan has marked the Scourge long enough. It's time we put the fear of death back in him.
Alright, here we go.
Speak, fool.
Heroes, why don't you head on down here straight away. And then Crypt Fiends. And then Ghouls, stay back. I'd like to use you to harvest lumber. Meat wagons, let's just go through and destroy these buildings as soon as possible. And then I'm going to start my necropolis straight away. Doesn't even really matter where. Arthas, I'm going to back up here and actually put down these sacrificial skulls so that I can get my base started as soon as possible. Let's do this one as well. And then down here for a graveyard. Let's get some ziggurats and a crypt. Actually, here, ziggurats, and let's get a Tomb of Relics. Very nice, and then I'm going to go ahead and throw down my graveyard. And again, this is really just to get started as soon as possible. Just waiting for my acolytes to get down there into position. And then I'm going to take Anub'arak. Arthas, you can follow him. And then all of you, we're going to come up here and start killing these revenants that are guarding these beacons, because we can deny Illidan the items that they drop. Which is not super important, but it will be useful in some fashion. Illidan's faction is extremely interesting on this map. He does all sorts of goofy stuff to stop you. Talk more about it later.
Out of your league, old king. You should have stayed hidden underground.
Okay, cool. And then I guess Skeletons go and help us out. And then Anub'arak, where you at? Let's go and throw down some stuns. And then Arthas can heal him. I should have dropped a few items on Anub'arak as well. That probably would have been smart. Just because I want to be able to sell some of the items that we're dropping here. These guys don't drop corpses, so we can't get beetles.
This obelisk belongs to me.
Okay, so we're going to put the talisman on Anub'arak, and then I'm just going to drop these rune bracers for now. And then I'm going to take this group, and we're going to go up and attack the other side here. Again, this is really just to deny Illidan the items, which is not super important, but it will be useful for sure, one way or another. And I'll try to remember to sell this stuff eventually. Let's get in there. We're going to kill this group. I think this is a Sobi mask.
What is it now?
You guys stay back. Lead with Anub'arak. I'm going to use his ultimate here. And then let's get in there. We can throw down a stun. And Illidan is going to mana burn the absolute crap out of us, so we have to be constantly on the lookout for that. I know I just overqueued acolytes, but that's fine. We're going to haunt this gold mine and then throw down an necropolis here to help us defend this bottom area. There's the Sobi mask. Arthas, you can pick this up. And then I'm going to move this group of units down here to intercept the first Kael'thas attack. And then I'm going to secure the bottom and the left beacons. So Illidan will actually change his unit composition to stop you based on what you are currently using, which I think is very interesting. Well, of course, that's very interesting. But, yeah, he'll do whatever he can to stop you. So, like, if you make a lot of Frost Storms, he'll make a lot of Quaddle, for example. So that's how that's going to work. Let's grab an altar. I have the Tomb of Relics. I can get just, like, 1 or 2 more Ziggurats. And we're going to try to stay in no upkeep for as long as possible. All right, new Acolytes, we're going to send you up here.
More gold is required.
And we're going to try to set up defense down in this area to defend us against Teal, which is Lady Vaj's faction. So Shade, again, just keep scouting everything out.
Let's see.
And then I'm probably just going to leave him down in the Teal faction eventually. So you guys back up, lead with a new Barak. So the direction that Illidan chooses to go at the beginning here is random. He might go to the left, he might go to the right. So what that results in is a pretty challenging decision-making process on...
Where shall my blood be spilled?
Do we want to try to engage him at the beginning and try to take him out? Because taking him out is going to net us a ton of XP for Arthas, but further it'll deny him an obelisk, and he will not build buildings or a base around these areas unless he tries and succeeds in taking them in the first place. So if we can deny him that would make a really big difference. Keep that in mind. Again, though, the decision to do that is a tricky one. Let's just try to get this upper area fully saturated. I'm going to make this a Halls of the Dead as soon as possible, because that'll help defend us. And I don't think there's much to be done at this exact moment. I could try to take this area. Again, it really depends on where Illidan chooses to go first. Here comes Red, so I'm glad we caught that. Destroying Red and Teal does net you an item from each of their altars, but I just don't know if it's going to be worth it. It depends on how long the mission is getting stretched out. So I'll keep that in mind. So we'll kill this Red attack, and then we're going to camp and see which direction Illidan goes. If he goes to the right, we'll come down here to defend against Teal. If he goes to the left, we'll try to kill him and just abandon this base that we've just set up, which I think is fine. We're going to stay in no upkeep for just absolutely as long as possible. Okay, Illidan's clumping up. It looks like he's going to the left, so I should have a Nubarak's ultimate up here relatively soon. If we can take this out relatively fast, we can go and fight Illidan, or try to at least. It's very hard to kill him early on. We could wait for him to step on the beacon and then kill his guard and then kill him.
HQ duped me once, but now I have the upper hand.
Okay, get some additional Ziggurats, and now we're just going to head straight over here. Well, which direction did he... Oh, he's come. Okay, he's coming down in this direction, so we're going to, again, try to fight him here.
You look different, Illidan. I guess the Skull of Gul'dan didn't agree.
Try to keep some of this stuff alive. As you can see, a Nubarak is going to get nuked down. If we can kill his escort here, and then we'll try to tank him with the Nubarak, that's going to be the way to go. Trying to keep these crit fiends alive again. This is going to deny him from taking several of the bases. Leave Arthas alone, please. Move the crit fiend back. He really wants to go for Arthas. Okay, I expect to get hit by Teal at any moment now, so we got to back up and probably wait for that. I can't stun him. There's really no recourse. I just have to try to take him out straight up, and we're gonna lose some stuff. All right, that's big. That's a really solid start. We got to rotate down here and immediately try to stop Teal, who's here. The Halls of the Dead is not really soon to be completed. I'm gonna get even more ghouls because we want so much lumber. We can rotate these out to help us attack and then free up the supply later. I'm gonna take an Acolyte, come on up here, and then get this base set up next. That's the plan.
Upgrade complete.
Right there. We're going to haunt this gold mine, and we're going to get several necropolises after that gets set up. Arthas, please. Okay. Let's, I guess, resurrect something. And a Nubarak should be able to handle this. As long as they don't kill my Town Hall, this doesn't really matter what happens here. Arthas, what I'm going to do, why don't you come down here, and I'm going to use you to sell some items. How about that? What do we leave here? Rune Bracers? I'll probably just sell that. So let's put these down. Pick these up. We're going to come down here. We can get you healed up with some items as well. Okay, so this is, again, a big start. And it's all about where Illidan chooses to go each time. I can also go over here and kill these Revenants and deny him those items as well. So there's a lot to be done here.
What is it?
Arthas, I swear I sent you down here to do something. All right, come on down in this direction. And then a Nubarak. And Beetle Lords, why don't you come on up here? We'll try to clear this out before Illidan moves out again. And again, I think that this specific setup, we're going to do a bunch of Town Halls here. And it's all about, you know, where Illidan chooses to continue to attack. It's really rough. Let's go ahead and get a Slaughterhouse. I'm going to continue getting upgrades. Trying to get this fully saturated.
My life would
Right there, buddy. And then we need more beetles, and I guess everything we can send up here with a Nubarak.
Heard the summons.
speak, fool.
Okay, let's sell this. Let's sell the Hood of Cunning. Right there. Then we'll grab a health pot.
Tread lightly. No one.
And then let's send Arthas up here. Okay, here comes Illidan again, so I think we just let him have this. He's gonna get the Ice Shard, unfortunately.
Can't you hold one small patch of ground?
But that's okay. Let's get Arthas down here with some extra Acolytes, and then Acolytes over here as well. So now it's all about setting up this defense to hold out against Vaj, hold out against Kael'thas, and then we'll go from there. So let's
What is it now? I wish only
set up some additional Ziggurats.
Where shall my blood be spilled? Yes, master.
Okay, is he choosing to follow me or not? It looks like yes. No, he's not. Okay, so he's going back. We'll let him have that area over there. Pick up the claws again. Okay, hop on here, and then you come down and repair my meat wagon. And then I'm going to start getting some additional units. We need web, and then some additional crypt fiends, and then I'm going to get +2. And we're looking good in terms of resources. We need to turn these all into Halls of the Dead before Red attacks me again. I expect Red to hit me next. It's all about... It's kind of like the last macro mission with Sylvanas. It's kind of understanding which direction the enemy's going to hit you from. So typically, Illidan attacks the most frequent, and he changes his composition to react to what you're doing, which I think is awesome, as I mentioned. But also,
Mine.
just a massive pain. So we'll see how we're gonna react to that. I'm trying to get again these defenses set up here. We're gonna need more Ziggurats over here as well, and it really just depends on who's gonna be hitting me next. So we're actually kind of pushing into higher income, or we're pushing into higher upkeep, but we don't need to at this point. So I'm gonna destroy that meat wagon so that we can get more acolytes. Okay, and I'm pretty happy again with my current setup. This is going to be Halls of the Dead. We're back into low upkeep because we're getting more workers. Did I queue up extras? Do I have anything queued up right now that I could just kill? I mean, I could just kill a worker. But, you know, staying in no upkeep, rather, at the beginning here seems worthwhile. So I'm just going to kill this guy. There we go. Again, totally worth it. And then we're going to go continue these upgrades. We're getting Halls of the Dead here, which is going to be hugely useful. Get some additional Ziggurats in this direction. And then we're just going to watch where he goes next. You can see he's fortifying this area. So we've got 2 and he's got 2. One suspicion I have with how Illidan works is I think what he does is he will attack an obelisk he doesn't own with ever-increasing sizes of forces. And I think when you take an obelisk, it resets the size of the force that he uses to attack you with. Or possibly when he takes an obelisk. I don't know exactly, but I think it's something like that, and maybe we can utilize that to our advantage in some way. Let's start getting some of these other upgrades again, just to kind of have these. Oh, I had Crypt Fiends down here. I'm just going to rally everything to a Nubarak, and we're going to need, like, huge amounts of production on this map. So if he takes certain areas of our stuff, we just have to accept that. It's going to happen. Sometimes he's just going to be able to outflank us, because if you want to make any progress on this map, you're going to have to trade with Illidan in some fashion. It's really the only way. So my army just needs to be mobile and be prepared to make moves when the time is right. Let's cancel this. I can move my... Okay, Illidan's coming from the right, so this timing isn't really great, because he's going to be hitting me from over here while we're currently defending against the Blood Elves. The Blood Elves, though, don't concern me that much. His army here isn't too bad, and I still have the Staff of Reanimation, which I can use to take control of, how dare you? Which I can use to take control of, Dead Royal Guards. Okay, let's go ahead and, stun here. I'm just gonna use the Nubarak's ultimate. We might as well, because again, Illidan's gonna mana burn us constantly. Just constantly. So again, you might as well just use the abilities that these heroes have, otherwise it's totally worthless. Let's back up to behind our production structures, or our defensive structures. As you can see, a Nubarak's already out of mana, so like we should just go ahead and Death Coil somewhere. He really wants Arthas, and now I'm stunned. So let's get out of here. Again, I can just move Arthas over here to heal up. Just the smallest amount of healing would be useful. I can't do anything with a Nubarak either. Okay, let's get an Acolyte over here to start repairing. And then this area down here is absolutely fine. So, we lost some Crypt Fiends, but that allows me to get these Acolytes set up. I can even come down here and take this one, but again, we've got a lot of supplies sunk into Acolytes, which I'm not thrilled about. My Black Citadel's almost done. And now I'm just going to camp. I'm just going to kind of camp it out and see how this goes. We're going to tech up a little bit more. I've got a lot of resources, which is solid. Let's get more Acolytes.
No one.
I have to keep dropping stuff to buy healing items and mana items, but again, it's worth getting topped up on mana for sure. We got our Raised Dead.
Tread lightly. The damned stand ready.
And I need to start just getting more units out, period. So I'm going to grab Destroyer Form and some Destroyers.
My life for Ner'zhul.
And I'm going to get another Slaughterhouse. And then I can get a Boneyard, or even two.
Yes, master.
And another good thing here is having all these all this lumber, so that I can actually start getting these upgrades quickly, because it's very expensive to do what we want to do. Okay, this is all good. Let's set up even more.
I gladly obey.
I expect Teal to come and attack me next.
Our town is under attack. I gladly obey.
And what do you know? There he is. And then after this, Illidan will come again. As long as we keep some workers here to repair, I also think we'll be in good shape. And I'm just going to grab even more Ziggurats also. Just like kind of flood this area with junk. There we go. Vaj's faction concerns me the least, to be honest. It's really just sort of keeping track of everything else. I'd like to turn these defensive structures even into Black Citadels, which might seem a little superfluous, but every little bit. And we can just rotate between these two bases to react to Illidan as time goes on. That's my plan, at least. Okay, let's hotkey all of my production. Still, you know, not super short on gold, but a little short on gold. So I'd rather
I wish only to serve.
try to
Summoning is complete. Research complete. Summoning.
try to stay in no upkeep again and stockpile a lot, because we need to be able to remake our army, like, essentially instantly. That's going to be absolutely key. So that's why I've got a lot of resources stockpiled right now, rather than trying to immediately go and make progress. We're just leaving my army over here to kind of see which direction they're going to come from. There's some creeps down here too. I guess I could kill those now.
What is it now?
While there's some downtime. I don't know what this is going to drop, but whatever it is, we could probably just sell it.
Speak.
Okay, let's get them set up. And it might be worth getting some Nerubian towers in here as well. If I can just cram Ziggurats anywhere. Here comes Arthas, or Illidan rather, over here again. Pendant of Mana. That seems nice, but I don't really need it. I'm going to go ahead and turn these into Black Citadels, probably before Kael'thas attacks me again. It's a lot of resources that I'm spending to do that.
My might cannot be matched.
What well, you know what I can do is drop this. I don't really need that anymore, and having more mana capacity on a Nubarak seems extremely important. Oh, he's up there, actually.
Speak, fool.
So let's see how well our defense can kind of hold out for a period of time. Probably for a decent chunk of it, actually. Which I think is excellent. Let's start getting these ghouls killed to drop back into lower upkeep. And I'm just going to get every upgrade available to me for later. See, now I need more lumber. So it's funny that I pulled those ghouls off, but again, once we have this stuff, we don't need it anymore. Let's use the staff, and we should get, yes, exactly, a Royal Guard. What I want to do is get some destroyers. So that I just need like 2 or 3 of them. I can eat the water elementals, or the sea elementals. I can eat those, and I can eat the stun here. I can eat the sea elementals, and I can eat the frost shields. So even just having a couple of those, I only have 1 obsidian statue currently. Here's another one. He's on mana. I mean, just having these double statues seems prudent, to be honest. Okay, you're going to be a Black Citadel. I mean, they are killing some workers, but at the end of the day, that's not a big deal. Arthas getting leveled up still. Finish up Unholy Aura.
This is more like it.
If I had room here, I'd make another shop. I could probably get one down here. I just want to have shops everywhere so I can constantly be buying potions.
I cannot summon there.
Looks like I can't really cram one in here based on the amount of defense we have set up.
My fate is sealed.
Hello, keyboard? You're killing me. Hang on, hang on.
Research complete.
You can see the keyboard lag there. Sometimes it hits hard. Okay, wait for all this stuff. Repair.
Speak.
And then, again, we're just going to keep rotating. We're waiting for resources. I'm going to build even more production structures in order to slam out as many
I wish only to serve. My
units as possible in a short period of time.
I gladly obey.
So like that.
My fate is
We're short on lumber. We're going to need to stockpile some more lumber. I think all my ghouls are dead, but that is fine. I can get, I can rebuild a couple more of them. I do have Ghoul Frenzy. And what I might want to be doing here pretty soon is stepping on one of the obelisks. Because keep in mind,
where shall my blood be
I think when you take an obelisk, it might reset Illidan into like a smaller attack size. I'm not really sure. Again, his type of attack is dynamic.
is complete.
So how he chooses to
What needs revealing?
attack you and with what it can be vastly different in many situations.
Finally.
Sell this.
At last.
And the extra mana, I think, and the Sobi Mask is going to be super important against Illidan. And keeping an eye on where he attacks. Usually he'll come through the water to attack our left base here. But we should be pretty ready for him. Get this saturated, and then we've got this one down here. What I'm going to do is move some of these guys down here instead. Because this gold mine looks like it has more gold than this one. Not much, but
Summoning is complete.
we can spread these out. And then let's hotkey our additional production. There we go. And then we've got the Blood Elves.
Speak, fool.
Not too concerned about them.
This is more.
They have to attack through Black Citadels, so if we lose some Ziggurats, that's fine, but the Black Citadel should be able to handle this. Kalthos is kind of a pain in the ass. Let's kill Alar and then kill the egg. Not gonna mess around with that. Okay, just stun him out of that.
Still upset that I stole Jaina from you, Kale.
You've taken everything I've ever cared for, Arthas. Vengeance is all I have left.
Okay, come on down here and repair us. And then we're going to rotate back around and see where Illidan goes. We're going to camp our army in the middle, like I said. And this is, again, this is all about timing and understanding where we want to go, in what direction, where, and, like, with what army. So, like, even if we push Illidan back here right now, let's see which direction he goes. Even if we push him back here, I'm not ready to go and attack. So, like, I need to engage him with a 100 army, fight him off, win, without losing too much, and then I can go and camp on another beacon. I'm going to push him back here, though, and then I'm going to step on this beacon and take it. That's my plan, at least. This is going to be a little tricky, so I'm going to go ahead and just use my ultimate. His attacks really aren't huge, though. That's the thing. Arthas is getting leveled up here, so he's in great shape. Beetle Lord, you're blocking the path here. And see, like, they want to get back there and repair stuff, which I think is not repair stuff, but they want to get back there and try to kill the guy that is repairing, which is kind of funny. All right, he's out of mana. Let's go ahead and rebuild our repairer. Okay, the extra mana from the obsidian statue is quite nice for now. So, Arthas, let's go ahead and take this.
I've reached the first obelisk. It will take me a few moments to activate it. I'll need protection while I work.
Alright, you can go down there and try to do something, buddy. Banshee Possession, no. What I'm going to do is rally to Anubarak, and I've got a good amount of resources now, so I'm going to get 2 sets of Frostworms, Obsidian Statues, Necromancers, not too many, Crypt Fiends. That's the plan. This guy's going to keep repairing.
I will be done. I wish only to serve.
Okay, and now I can just go ahead and rebuild this stuff. Anubarak should be able to take this out. So we've taken one, and now then we're going to wait for Illidan to attack, fight him back, and then immediately go for the right obelisk. That's the plan. as you can see, again, like red and teal just don't really concern me that much.
Yes, Master.
They just don't.
My light.
Their attacks are relatively simple. I mean, Vaj can blast through a bunch of ziggurats quickly, but I don't really care. She's really not that tough to take out. Can build some ziggurats out here as well. You can be a destroyer. So if we're lucky, Illidan will come down here again. We want him to come down to the bottom so that we're poised to go for the right side. If he attacks up here, the upper area is a lot harder to hold on to. And I'll do it anyway, but I wouldn't be thrilled with it. All right, we're in the maximum food limit here.
The dead stand ready.
So I guess at least we'll turn those on. I might kill some of my own stuff.
I bow to your
Just to free up supply to make more destroyers. Okay, those are supply blocked. Yeah, here comes Illidan again. Again, don't go left.
the dead stand ready.
Okay, he's coming down again. So this is my chance again to take him out. Fight him on our own terms.
Might cannot be matched.
No one orders summoning around. Summoning is
Our ultimate is not ready yet on a Nubarak, but that's fine. We'll use it. We'll use it elsewhere. Oh god, these my keyboard is really killing me here. So let's just make sure we're eating stuff. Arthas, let's I guess use your level. Hang on, this is absolutely killing me. Turn it off. This is the worst mission for this to be happening. Turn it back on. Okay. Death coil. What I might do is raise dead after this. And, okay, so destroyers, we're gonna hotkey you, and then just start, again, eating their buffs. As you can see, they're able to just pull my stuff out of the sky, which is a real pain in the butt. Okay, so we're gonna immediately
as the shadow will.
raise skeletons, and we're gonna attack up into this area. I guess I'll click the flippin' button keyboard. Like, again, why now? Of all times? Frostworm, you just gotta wait for some of the ground units, please.
The dead shall serve. For the Lich King.
I hate everything about this. Okay, good. So kind of stay in the back. And Nubrek, you're going to use your ultimate to kind of clear this out. Throw down some stuns. Can't impale this unit. Yeah, okay. So start devouring. Get rid of the frost, the sea elementals, etc., etc. And then we've got some skeletons, and then I can unholy frenzy. Again, I have to click it. I can unholy frenzy the frostworms. Unholy Frenzy, a Nubarak. Death Coil here. And now I'm going to animate dead. That should help us push through this pretty quick, and then I'm going to just step on the beacon straight away, I'd say.
Better be good.
Okay. And then we have to be able to finish this up quickly. So Arthas, just step on the beacon, because we've pretty much handled this. Keep going, and then we have these statues, which I can use to morph into more destroyers. If I so desire, which I'll go ahead and do. And we can clean up this base because it'll force them to rebuild it. Okay, let's go on health. Well, actually, no. Go on mana. And now, the next key is, where is Illidan going to attack? If we can intercept him again, then we can go for the top base and, in theory, be done. Vaj, though, is coming to attack me, so we're going to have to back up. But it doesn't matter, because we're going to be able to...
Another obelisk has been activated.
To take this one. But we've got a lot of defense down there, so I'm pretty certain that we can hold on to this no problem. Actually, here's Illidan again. We're going to stay here. Necromancer's back up, and we can unholy frenzy the worms. Staff of Reanimation. And you can see that Illidan is just really, really upset with us. If I could find him in here, I could cripple him. Never mind, I don't have enough mana. Okay, and I don't have any super ultimates or anything like that. I need more frostworms. I'm gonna get some abominations and obsidian statues, and then rebuild those necromancers. It looks like we're gonna lose this engagement, so I'm gonna try to back up here. He really did not want me holding on to this. I had these units back here. You're gonna be destroyers real quick. And is he's just going straight for the beacon again? I suspect he will. All right, let's just try to get out of here. I'm so sorry, Anubarak. Get up there and heal him. And I'm losing Frostworms too.
Frostmourne.
Okay, Acolyte, why don't you come down here and try to clean this up? All right, well, she's gonna die eventually. And this is what I meant about trying to be able to rebuild very quickly, because anything could happen very, very fast. Ow! I don't even have enough mana to heal here. Okay, so again, that's fine if he retakes this. I'm less concerned about that. We made our move, and he basically undid everything we accomplished. But that's about what I expected to happen. Let's just clean up Vaj. Kale's going to attack us again pretty soon, I suspect. But I would rather him retake that area than, excuse me. I would rather him retake that than try to attack one of my other areas. Again, we have to be able to kind of do this in one swift stroke. Like, take the last two straight away. So, Arthas, I'm going to send you up here to take this one. And then I believe I've got more obsidian statues coming up. We can heal up.
I have heard the summons.
Looks like we're stuck. Can we seriously not get through here? I think it's just because my army's in the way. All right, so Illidan is going up here next, which is, I suppose, what I kind of expected. So we got to push him back. I'm going to take this beacon, and then I'm going to come over here and try to retake this again. Fun stuff.
No one orders me around.
And my units are constantly getting stuck behind some of this junk. Kind of a pain in the ass. Again, just eat the buffs. We don't need that many. Okay, you guys got to stay back. Cripple Illidan. Unholy Frenzy the Frostworms. And then let's move on in. Turn on HP. Keeping an eye out on the Frostworms to see which ones to heal. This attack isn't really that bad. Let's just go ahead and step on the thing. As long as Illidan goes down relatively quick, then it's fine. Okay, not bad. I'm expecting Kael'thas next. Let's keep pulling these guys off here. We can get some additional workers over here. There we go. Not bad. Keep the Necromancers hotkeyed. I'm going to turn these all into destroyers right now. There we go. And then Arthas took his obelisk. We're going to bring all of these back down around here. The timing, though, is really just not right. So I think we have to wait for either Kael'thas or Illidan to attack again. Because, again, the timing here is very, very poor. So I'm leaning towards, again, waiting. We are in high upkeep, though, which I hate. And we're kind of at a position now where we're never going to not be in high upkeep, which is very, very rough. The thing is, again, if we try to attack blue here, I don't necessarily have to take the beacon. I just need to clear it out to stop Illidan from being able to hold on to it. So, again, we're still at 2-2. They will attack more vigorously, I believe, based on what they're attacking, based on how many obelisks we control, as I had mentioned a couple times. So it's possible his next attack will be relatively small. I don't know. There's really nothing to consume magic from, so these destroyers are kind of worthless here. So let's just have him kill this, and then we're going to come over here. I was expecting Kael'thas. Again, I could try to kill Kael'thas' base. It just doesn't seem that worthwhile at this point. Kael'thas' base is a lot harder to kill also than Lady Vaj's, so I could kill Vaj's. Vaj's didn't even get through my defenses. My defenses are pretty self-sufficient to deal with them, and I don't see them being able to push through, except with Cyclone, as I'd mentioned a couple times. So let's wait for the next Illidan attack. Or I could go and attack blue now, but if Illidan decides to attack up here in the interim, then we'll be in trouble, so perhaps not. And that's why I was saying this is all about timing and deciding when to attack. I think we had a good thing going here. Rather than taking the beacon, I should have just waited for Illidan to come and attack me and just fully wiped him or lured him back into my defenses. Being able to set up defenses over here would be great, but it's going to be really, really tricky in the long run, that's for sure, to hold on to. So I guess let's get Let's get one more abomination. Or actually, let's get an obsidian statue. And then I can get I don't know, a ghoul or a gargoyle, whatever we can afford. You're all going to rally to a Nubarak. Illidan hasn't moved out for a while, so that's why I'm a little hesitant. If possible, I'd catch him right outside this base and kill him, and then we just retake this beacon and possibly go straight for the win. We're going to have to take out Illidan, though, in the meantime. And a lot of this is going to come down to simply delaying. We're just going to have to delay for Arthas while he sits on the last beacon. Yeah, see, here he comes. Let's let him attack into our static defense. And then we know Vaj is going to attack us next as well. She's due to attack us down here.
I cannot summon. I gladly obey. I cannot summon there.
Okay, never mind. He's going to the left. Of course, he doesn't want to go in the direction that I want him to go in. This side, I think, is easier to defend, to be honest. So let's get over there. I've got the destroyers again, as long as we're eating any of the magic that we see. This is a pretty large attack, and he can rebuild it near instantly. So that's why this map is just absurd. Okay, and here comes Teal. That's a very small attack, though. We're going to be fine against that. So let's just get through here. Start eating the buffs, eating the sea elementals. Throwing down some unholy frenzies on my frostworms. I think I lost another frostworm, or... Oh, there he is. No, he's actually doing okay. So let's just heal him up. Throw down some mana eating. Just keep doing that. And then we want to try to save what we can. Illidan's going down pretty fast. Getting some good amounts of mana on our destroyers, actually. So let's keep this up. Oh yeah, and this is kind of a joke. So I'm glad that was all we had to deal with in terms of Vaj. You're going to go on health, and then we're going to come around here and wipe this out, and then anticipate Illidan's next attack.
No one.
That's the plan, at least. If we can, again, wipe out the defenders in this area, kind of draw them out, and still destroy all of the defenses that they have set up there, we should be in better shape. Also, my keyboard appears to be working fine this time around. So what I'm going to do is actually quick save. I know I haven't been loading any saves in this playthrough, but I think this is the time to do it.
What does the shadow do?
Because, again, it's all about timing, and when we choose to do something at a certain time on this map, it makes a huge, huge, huge difference. Again, I'm expecting Kalthos next. You can be a Black Citadel now, and you all can be... Let's do Nerubian Towers this time. And we've already got some guy who's repairing. So hop on there and there. Got a lot of resources, which is great. So let's Unholy Frenzy some of this stuff. And then we're going to attack kind of into blue. And by kind of into blue, I mean completely into blue. I want you all attacking... Oh, why did these other units go that way?
No one orders me.
Okay, let's just go ahead and start devouring magic. I don't see Illidan moving out yet. Don't go that way. We're going to end up drawing too much extra stuff over here. Oh, this is real bad. That was really, really, really poor of me. Okay, and I'm kind of just watching for Illidan. Again, I want to have this cleared out so that I can take him out relatively easily next time. Let's go ahead and raise dead here. And now this is where, again, I kind of want to wait for Illidan to attack me. And then what I can do is push him back, take the beacon, and then try to make a move on the northern base. He can respawn so quickly, though, it's honestly kind of absurd. Okay, I'm going to come up here and throw down a Necropolis. We're going to use the Necropolis to... You know how it works. Okay, keep taking this stuff out. Illidan, we'll just watch, is going to come over here. It's almost destined. Kalthos is bound to attack us soon, too. So it's all about managing our positioning. But again, they won't rebuild this stuff unless we force him to come and take this obelisk. So clearing this out is kind of a big deal. We want to keep Arthas in the back, though, because I don't want him going on the beacon. Everybody stay away from that stuff. Anubarak, use your ultimate. And this is where we've got to fight. We've got to fight hard to get through here. I'm going to raise dead, because there should be some remaining stuff. Let's go ahead and go skeletons and then cripple Illidan. And And then just keep devouring. Try to keep our Frostworms alive, though it's kind of hard to do. Let's throw down some fatty stuns, and then we have to start rebuilding stuff. So Frostworms, Obsidian Statues, Necromancers. And we gotta just try to focus down Illidan here. Killing him here will allow me to take this beacon and get this base actually set up. This poor guy's parasited. Alright. Kill this Royal Guard if possible so that I can bring him back. There we go, makes a big difference. Stun here. Okay, you know what? That simply just has to be self-sufficient. Anubarak doing his thing. Illidan goes down. Again, they're trying to rebuild this, but this is my chance to go ahead and set up my Necropolis here, take the beacon. Okay, come on over here. I really can't afford to pay attention to this. Okay, we're gonna kill the egg. Gonna kill the egg. There we go, and then you all can hop off here and start auto-repairing. Arthas doing his thing. This is great, and then we have some reinforcements making their way up very slowly. You're gonna be a destroyer.
What does the shadow do?
Now, in theory, I could just push into that top base and just sit on the beacon and maybe win. And in fact, I think it might be worth doing. Alternatively, we could try to set up a defense here for later. Because it's going to be virtually impossible to hold on to this beacon as well.
Only one more remains. Rise up, my warriors.
Okay, let's just get some more acolytes. I think if we sit back and wait and see what Illidan does, then we should be able to push him back. You don't have any mana, so just go ahead and hatch. Okay, very nice. I've got Frostworms coming out. I could get Meat Wagons to help take care of that. Let's get some Crypt Fiends, and then these guys have made it up here, and I suppose let's queue up more of them. Okay, there's Lady Vaj. Let's keep an eye out for where Illidan goes. Let's come down here and just kind of wipe out Lady Vaj as fast as possible. This is fine. We did push Illidan back. Again, I should have just sort of blitzed to the last area. Probably would have been smart. This is all about where he's going to go, and I can see him coming up to the left, which means we can poise ourselves from there to go and attack the next area. The fact that this Necropolis might finish in time might secure our victory, actually. We just have to get into that upper base, which is just so challenging. Again, I'm just sort of quick saving, because this is going well. You guys back up here. Now attack. Yes, just come into my Black Citadels, baby. Let's heal this. I don't want to just casually lose these structures. Okay, Anubarak. If we can kill Illidan here, we're going to go up and around and attack blue, and again, we might be able to just throw Arthas on the beacon and win. Okay, and just eat these buffs. Okay, good, and then we've got Frostworms that are just coming out now. I think this is going to be big, again, because this should work out. Again, it's going to be all about if we can get Arthas onto the beacon. I think the timing of this, though, as I had mentioned a couple times regarding timing, is this should work out just right, because we just killed Arthas, or Illidan, rather. We just have to get into position, which is going to be right here. I don't want to engage Kael'thas's base. We just want to get up here. And in theory, again, this is going to be all about execution, so I could reload if it doesn't work, or we just keep banging our heads against a wall and trying again and again and again, which I'm not thrilled with the idea of. I have a lot of lumber, so I'll even bring these guys up here. Up to Anubarak. And the other important thing, too, is that Anubarak has his ultimate. So Illidan's going to come back and push us back here, almost without a doubt. So I'm going to try to save, maybe save Anubarak's ult, if possible. Let's draw out the defensive force of this base. If I can kill it, then we just got to run Arthas onto the beacon. Like Frostworm, you're gonna get killed one way or another, so let's start devouring. Let's start getting skeletons. And then Arthas, I think I'm just gonna, well, nah, he's not gonna be able to make it. Can we devour any of the, again, just devour any of this stuff. Again, where is Illidan? Let's use Animate Dead, and then I'm gonna again run onto the beacon. We're just gonna walk up here. Oh my god, I'm blocked. I'm blocked. Get out of the way. Let's use our abilities. Just destroy this building. It's the only thing. And then we're gonna use a Nubarak's ultimate. If Arthas hadn't been stuck here, I could have been on the beacon already. Illidan's going to show up and probably wipe my army. It's going to be all about if we can hold out on top of this. There we go. 30 seconds. No Illidan yet. Just clump on top of him, actually. Just clump on top of him. 15 seconds. Illidan, I don't think will get here in time, even if he wanted to. So yeah. Our timing was impeccable. We finished this in about 46 minutes. I'm very proud of myself. We could have gotten some additional items by destroying teal and red, but honestly, the longer this mission goes, the worse it gets. So I just think it's better to go a little bit faster. This was excellent. This just went just right.
We've done it, Anubarak. The throne chamber is open. This is the hour of the Scourge. The frozen throne is mine, demon. Step aside. Leave this world and never return. If you do, I'll be waiting. I have sworn to destroy it, Arthas. It must be done. Never.
Forget this business. Lead your men home. You lost your mind on us.
You lied to your men and betrayed the mercenaries who fought for you. What's happening to you, Arthas?
Our prince will find only death in the cold.
It is finished. We have done it. Let's start the credits. We can do our semi-post rant.
Fire. Heed my call.
Null. So, here's the thing with the last mission. Admittedly, I think I did get a little lucky. It's all about timing your... I said this so many times. It's all about timing your attacks and understanding how the AI actually works to a degree. Because some people are like, okay, I have 100 army, I'm gonna go attack. No, you have to do it right after you kill Illidan. He respawns faster, I think, and he can rebuild his army. He can just get like 100 supply attack force instantly. And I'm pretty sure also that his blue faction is multiple factions combined into one color, just because he definitely has more than 100 supply on the map at any given time, for sure. So I think really having those... I don't know how loud this music is for you, or if it's drowning me out, but whatever, we'll listen to it. It all has to do with how lucky you get with the right obelisk was a good example where I took it and then he immediately respawned and came with a giant army, seemingly with no time in between, versus the top where I stopped him coming to try to take the left obelisk and then I attacked up top and he did not respawn nearly as fast as he did when I attacked the right obelisk and took it. So that was the luck, where it was just like the timing of him reacting. I was expecting him to, that's why I was trying to get Arthas onto the beacon to at least start the countdown, but he didn't respawn fast enough. So, honestly, red and teal are just minor annoyances on this map. I think a lot of people seem very focused on having to kill them, but you saw how relatively easy it was to keep them away from our bases. And if you take the left and the bottom obelisks, they won't attack your main base, they'll attack the areas where you have those obelisks set up. And keep in mind, even if they do break through, they can't retake the obelisks, only Illidan can. So it doesn't matter if they break through, per se. So it's absolutely worth letting red or teal, letting one of those attacks kind of stalemate with your static defenses while you're able to make progress somewhere. So everything, I think your entire focus on this map should absolutely be around Illidan's forces that is attacking the middle circle on the beacons. I wouldn't worry about really anything else. It's really just about kind of learning the timings and learning the type of composition you need to deal with it, right? I use destroyers, I use Devour Magic quite a bit, I use Unholy Frenzy with Frostworms, raise some skeletons every so often, I mixed in some Abominations eventually. So I did use a lot of things at my disposal. And it worked. It went well. It's done. It's finished. This mission is bullshit. I'll be the first to admit, right? Again, a lot of it has to do with timings and the luck you have with Illidan respawning and what type of composition he decides to come at you with in those instances. So, but yeah, that's all done now. I'm glad it's done. As I said, I'm not going to play Founding of Durotar. I already played it. You can go check it out. It's just not going to be enough different for me to justify. You know what? I'll play Founding of Durotar when Reforged comes out, but not for this playthrough. It's just not in my purview. It's just really long, and I just don't find it engaging enough to make a series out of. Like, I would play it in my own time, honestly, but just not to make another series. This series was fun. I had a good time with it. Again, it wasn't as polished as my StarCraft 2 series, but I think I did a pretty damn good job. We beat a Symphony of Frost and Flame in about 45 minutes, 45 to 50 minutes, which is super solid. In fact, all of the Scourge missions I beat in under an hour, and I know a lot of people are saying that some of these end missions take them hours and hours to beat. And frankly, it's worth restarting a bunch to learn a map so that it doesn't take you an hour, because the longer a lot of these maps go, the harder they get, without a doubt. You can make a lot of progress right at the beginning in a lot of these instances. Even in the Garithos Sylvanas split base mission, right? You get that optional objective quickly, and you can make a lot of progress. And just sort of understanding the attack angles and the order in which the AI tends to attack you really helps a lot. You might not have it necessarily memorized, but just sort of being able to intuit where you're going to get attacked next is a huge boon to learn that. So that's my recommendation, especially for this last mission as well. But yeah, I had fun with this series. I hope you all enjoyed it. Similar to what I said at the end of my StarCraft 2 series, you know, if you stuck around and you watched the whole thing, which at this point is like 60-some episodes, you know, leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on if you enjoyed it, how you enjoyed it, or just the fact that you were here and you watched the whole thing. I'd love to check out who was actually here from the beginning watching all of it. It's been a couple months now that I've just been releasing these one a day and haven't missed any days, surprisingly. I recorded a ton and had a huge backlog, and of course I recorded Symphony of Frost and Flame because I ended up putting it off. I ended up waiting until a lot. I just let my backlog run out because I didn't want to play it. I just didn't want to play this mission, and I did practice it some to kind of get a feel for it. and I'm glad I played it the way that I did rather than, again, doing a full map wipe just to kind of show that you don't have to do a full map wipe to win. And in fact, I think it's easier not to do a full map wipe, especially if you can play relatively quick. But it's also about, you know, your micro in the engagements and, you know, getting rid of buffs and using buffs to using buffs to your advantage. With the Necromancers, I suppose, trying to cripple Illidan every so often. Just like every little thing like that helps when he comes at you with those giant armies, and falling back under your stat defenses helps too. This just keeps going. It's just repeating the same stuff, the same song, the same visuals. Is this unique to beating it on hard mode? I don't actually know. I'll have to look. I have to say, I feel like the pedantic backseat gaming in the comments has gotten so much worse as we got towards the end of these campaigns. Like, I got a couple comments that were like, haha, Jayborino never used Rain of Fire. And like, yeah, I didn't. But I also beat the mission, well, all the missions with Veramothras decisively. Like, way better, I think, than most people's typical experience with the maps. But no, we gotta focus on the one thing Jayborino didn't do, even though the end result was excellent. But in any case, it doesn't really bother me. I just thought it was funny, but it was interesting because that, at the beginning of the series, it was mostly just people like, hey, I like the series, you're doing a good job. And then near the end, it was just like, there were so many more comments of just like pedantry. And again, like backseat gaming. Yeesh. I don't think we're supposed to be able to see these units spawning from the sides of the screen, but ever since the widescreen update in 1.27 or whatever it was, we can see them appearing out of nowhere, but I don't think we're supposed to see those in the original cutscene of this. We're in the QA credits, which means we're kind of close to the end, I think. But yeah, especially with Warcraft 3, I'm absolutely used to those types of comments. And I remember even when I started the very first mission, I think it was the end of the first prologue mission, I even said, I'm like, well, I am prepared for the backseat comments and to tell me that I'm not good at this game. Which I think is funny, because like, I think ultimately, I did way better than I expected to do. Hard mode is certainly harder in many instances. Some of the missions are still kind of a joke, but some of them are like astronomically harder, like this last one. The Symphony of Frost and Flames is definitely the hardest mission, I think, and it's kind of bullshit, to be honest. Like it's a huge difficulty spike compared to everything that came before it. I do think that the new power in Lordaeron is tough. The sneak attack can be tricky as well, but both of those, again, going into it with the right strategy makes a big difference, whereas the Symphony of Frost and Flames, even if you know exactly what you have to do, you have to execute it like damn near perfectly, both macro, micro, and timings. So I think it's kind of like the last mission from Nova Covert Ops at the end of my StarCraft 2 series, where like you can know exactly how to play that mission, but even if you have like 12 to 16 battle cruisers, you could still lose them all to the Xanthos in like an instant. So I think what makes these maps that much harder is it's not just about strategy and executing on the strategy per se, it's about micro-execution that needs to be done near pristinely, because you will get rolled by the enemy so quickly, and it usually results in a near instant defeat trigger by losing that much time and resources of an army. So if you had 100 supply and you lose it all, and you can't replace it, and you weren't prepared to replace it, then you're screwed on these missions, and you typically have to start over. So that's why I did use quick saves just in case, but I didn't have to reload, thankfully. But I thought about it. I didn't want to have to start from the beginning, because again, you could be in such a good position, and it's the same with that Nova mission. You could be in such a good position, but just the smallest thing can go wrong, and you get totally screwed by some condition of the map. Alright, looks like the credits are wrapping up as we watch more of the Alliance and Horde units spawn from off the screen. But yeah, once again, just leave your thoughts below. I'd like to hear what you think. Like, this I will invite it. Give me some honest thoughts on the way that I play. I think I could utilize hotkeys certainly more often, just in terms of my army group in order to micro. I think I did a lot better here with Symphony and Frost and Flame by keeping my Destroyers and Necromancers hotkey, but otherwise... when your army evaporates so quickly, kind of like Legends of Arcane, when your army just evaporates, I'm way more likely to not even bother assigning groups of like melee units to a hotkey, because you know they're going to die so fast it doesn't even matter. And I wonder how many units I actually lost on this map, such that, like, is it really worth it rather than just box clicking? It's not really saving that many clicks. You click and drag and then A-click, or you hit the number 3 and then A-click, right? It only saves you 1 or 2 keystrokes or mouse clicks anyway. Anyway, I'm not trying to justify it. Obviously, hotkeys are always better, but the way that I habitually play is clearly good enough to do what needs to be done, and not just barely, but in a pretty effective manner as well. So, but obviously, there's always ways to improve. We'll be revisiting this campaign when we play Reforged. The video just ticked over an hour. I was hoping I could keep the total video under an hour, just because I feel like it would be, more impressive if the time of the whole video made it seem like because I did beat the actual mission in a relatively short order, but if the video is really long, people are going to think it took me over an hour to actually beat it, which is not true. But I'm very happy with how this went, and Twilight of the Gods, just the two finales. Pretty flippin' great. I never played Wrath of the Lich King. Were there Blood Elves and Naga that were left over in Northrend in the Wrath of the Lich King WoW expansion? But I want to thank everyone also who just continually supported me as I do series like this. It's funny because I've released this every day, so in a way it is a main series and it's been the majority of my focus. But I consider this like an off-day, off-schedule series, right? Because I don't always have a series ongoing with my typical schedule, which is the Warcraft 3, StarCraft 2, Command & Conquer regularly scheduled uploads. But occasionally, if I get really interested in a series, I'll record it all at once or get a huge backlog and then release it every day like I have been at this 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time slot. So, all right, it's ending. There we go. I can only talk so much through constant credits. Those are long credits, and you got to listen to Elite Tauren Chieftain as well. All right, that's it. All done. Like I said, I'll revisit Founding of Durotar when Reforged comes out. I'm looking forward to replaying all these in Reforged as well, and maybe I'll be less likely to miss items and stuff like that. But I don't think I even missed that much in the long run. I think I found most Easter eggs. There might have been one or two that I missed, like the Sasquatch Retreat I know I missed. But like I may have missed some items, but in terms of Easter eggs, I think I did find a lot of the stuff. So overall, I hope you saw this as a nice, full and complete playthrough of Reign of Chaos and the Frozen Throne minus Founding of Durotar. And we'll revisit again in Reforged. And because it's now fresh in my mind and our mind collectively, we'll be able to play Reforged and pick out a lot of the little things that have since been updated. It's because we might notice little things where even if the terrain of a mission hasn't been changed, maybe they've changed some triggering or something. And we'll keep an eye out for that. Because again, we just played these, and this was the last full playthrough of Warcraft 3 before Reforged from my perspective. All right, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time for whatever the new off-day series is going to be. See ya!